Welcome back my YouTube channel Old Coin Z Collection. Today, we have something extraordinary to discuss. A coin that's small in size, but huge in value. You might be holding one of these in your pocket right now, without even knowing it, the 1982 US 1-cent coin. But don't let its modest look fool you, because today, we're going to reveal how this little coin could be worth a staggering $5 million. Yes, you heard that right. So, stay tuned as we break down its history, significance, and how you might just have a treasure in your hands. Let's kick things off with the basics. The 1982 penny, or 1-cent coin, is made of a copper-plated zinc composition, a change from earlier coins made of solid copper. In 1982, the U.S. Mint began transitioning from copper to a zinc-based composition because of rising copper prices, and that's where things start to get interesting. As you'll see, the 1982 penny is the bridge between two important eras in coin production. Now, let's travel back in time to 1982. The United States was going through some significant changes. The penny was going through a major transformation. Before 1982, pennies were made of 95% copper, but starting that year, the Mint made the switch to a 97.5% zinc core coated with copper. This was done in response to inflation and the rising cost of copper, which was becoming too expensive for the Mint to produce the coins at a reasonable cost. But here's the kicker. Not all 1982 pennies are created equal. Some were minted in copper and others in zinc. This is crucial because certain 1982 copper pennies have become extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. There's a huge difference in value between the two, and this is where the potential for big bucks comes into play. In fact, some of these rare copper pennies have been sold at auction for nearly $5 million. But why is this the case? Let's dive in. Back in 1982, as the Mint was making the transition from copper to zinc, there was some overlap, which means some copper pennies were still struck even after the official switch to zinc. Now, if you're lucky enough to have one of these early copper pennies, you could be sitting on a small fortune. These coins were supposed to be phased out and melted down. But, as with many great stories in numismatics, some of them slip through the cracks. Spot the difference. Take a close look at your 1982 penny. You'll notice that the copper versions have a warmer, reddish-brown color, while the zinc version has a lighter, more yellowish hue. But here's the trick. Only a handful of the 1982 copper pennies were actually released into circulation, and only a few remain in great condition. So, if you have one of these copper varieties in excellent condition, it could fetch a jaw-dropping price at auction. Now let's talk money. Why would a 1982 copper penny be worth up to $5 million? Well, it's all about rarity and demand. Since only a small number of these pennies escaped being melted down, they are incredibly rare today. The value of these coins depends on their condition. The higher the grade, the more money you could make. But this is where the mystery deepens, because a coin with a high-grade copper composition could be worth up to $5 million, depending on who's buying and the rarity of the coin in that perfect condition. Let's quickly touch on coin grading. This is one of the most important factors in determining the value of your coin. Coins are graded based on their condition, from good to mint state. The highest grade, proof or mint state 70, is a coin that has been preserved in almost perfect condition. If your 1982 copper penny is graded high enough, it can fetch a pretty penny at auction. Take a look at some of the recent auction results. The highest selling 1982 copper penny was sold for over $5 million. And this wasn't just any penny. This coin was certified as mint state 67, which is extremely rare for a coin that has circulated for decades. So, what are the chances you could have one of these pennies? It's possible, but extremely rare. To give us a better understanding of what makes these coins so valuable, I spoke with an expert numismatist. Let's hear what they have to say about this remarkable discovery. Insert interview snippet here, or continue with detailed breakdown by host.so. How can you tell if you have one of these rare 1982 copper pennies? First, carefully inspect the color. A reddish-brown tint is the key indicator. You can also check the weight. The copper version weighs around 3.11 grams, while the zinc version is lighter at 2.5 grams. If you have a scale and a keen eye, you might just discover that your penny is worth much more than a cent now that you've found your potential treasure. It's time to protect it. Proper coin storage is essential. Use acid-free holders and make sure your coins are kept in a cool, dry place. Handling your coins carefully and keeping them in great condition will preserve their value. Let's recap everything we've learned today. The 1982 1-cent coin may look like any other penny, but depending on its composition, it could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Collector and history. Coin 1981 United States Lincoln cent. This seemingly ordinary penny minted in Denver, Colorado, holds a special place in the hearts of collectors due to its potential for significant value, depending on its condition and any existing errors. The base value of a 1981 Lincoln cent in pristine condition is surprisingly low. However, this face value of a mere 1 cent belies the potential for a much larger return as standard. Uncirculated 1960 cent in perfect condition, without any errors, might be worth up to $1,250. This value stems from the coin's inherent rarity and the demand from collectors seeking high-grade examples. The condition is the utmost important factor. Coins graded MS-67 or even MS-68 mint state, representing near perfect preservation, command the highest prices, while circulated coins showing wear and tear will be significantly less valuable. The grading process, typically performed by third-party grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or Numismatics Guarantee Corporation (NGC), assesses the coin's condition based on factors such as luster, surface preservation, strike, and the absence of marks or blemishes. But what truly elevates the 1981 Lincoln cent to a realm of greater excitement are the possibilities of error coins, those struck with imperfections during the mining process, are highly prized by collectors. These errors can take many forms, ranging from minor flaws to dramatic abnormalities. The values of error coins are significantly higher than their standard counterparts, often escalating into the thousands of dollars. One particularly desirable error coin, and one that adds to the allure of this particular year and mint mark, is a 1981 1-cent error coin, which could be worth up to $5,500. This error could manifest in several ways: off-center strikes, where the coin's design is not perfectly aligned within the plane. The blank metal disc are relatively common errors. However, the extent of the off-centering determines the value. The greater the degree of off-centering, the rarer and more valuable the coin. Another common error is a double die phenomenon, where the design is imprinted twice, creating a blurred or doubled appearance to certain elements. This can happen on the obverse, the front featuring Lincoln, or the reverse, the back. The degree and visibility of the doubling determine the coin's value. Other errors to look for might include plain flaws, defects in the blank metal disc before striking, improper metal composition, or die cracks. It is crucial to have such errors authenticated by a reputable grading service to ensure their legitimacy and determine their specific characteristics. Now let us consider the truly remarkable case, a 1981 US 1-cent coin in circulation, the condition and rarity of which could push the value up to a staggering $31,000. It is exceedingly rare for coins found in circulation to reach this kind of value, and the scenario necessitates specific criteria. The most likely circumstance for a coin of this type to be worth this much is the presence of a major and quite significant error. Perhaps it's a major double die error or a significant off-center strike combined with another unusual feature. The coin would need to be graded and authenticated as having significant demonstrable errors that make it incredibly rare. The grading, as mentioned before, is an essential factor in determining the coin's value. Then there is the misprint error, and more precisely called the misstrike error. The presence of a misprint coin or misstrike coin can potentially amplify its value. A 1981 1-cent misprint or misstrike coin might be worth as much as $9,500. These misstrikes can occur when something goes wrong during the striking process. This could involve multiple strikes where the coin receives more than one impression from the dies, or errors related to the planet's composition or defects. These types of error coins are frequently sought after, because they represent a deviation from the standard mending process and highlight the imperfections of the coin-making system. As with all error coins, the specific type and severity of the error determine the coin's value. The more dramatic and unusual the error, the more valuable the coin. A misstrike coin could involve an incomplete design or a partial impression. I hope you understand the 1981 USA Lincoln penny. Thanks for watch video. Subscribe my YouTube channel OLD Coin Z Collection.